Hi everyone, it's Rowan here, head teacher at Rebecca Cheetham Nursery and Children's Centre. Today I want to talk a little bit about environmental sounds, which is what we work on with the children before we start doing any kind of individual letter sounds in a phonics program such as RML or letters and sounds. So it's really important that your child is able to listen, hear and identify the sounds all around them before they can start to identify that there is the sound "a" in the word cat, or there is the sound in the word mat. So let's focus on this today, and I'm going to talk to you about different ways that you can work with your child in a fun and enjoyable way at home. So first thing, you could go on an environmental sounds walk. So if you're taking some daily exercise and you're walking down the street, ask them to shout out some of the sounds that they're hearing as they're going for a walk. So they might hear things like a car, a bus, and they make different sounds. A truck, fire engine, ambulance, birds, people talking. And if they're not able to expressly say these things themselves, you can kind of say, can you hear this sound? And see if they can tune their hearing to hear those kinds of things. You could also be sitting, at the front of your window at the front of your house or apartment with the window open and listening to those sounds from the comfort of your home as well, and being able to identify every time you hear a new sound. So it's that listening that's really, really important. You could play games like I hear with my little ear, and getting your children to think about sounds and the connection to words. So it might be, I hear with my little ear a sound that goes like this, and then the child, you would want the child to identify who makes that sound, and then they could do that back to you as well. So that they're just really, really simple things. And this is much more important than sitting your child down, showing them the letter the sound and asking them to repeat it, because that's a little bit more advanced. So don't stress about all of that. Any kind of environmental sounds work that you do with your children is really, really important. Also important, again, I keep going back to this word listening. So listening is really, really important. So there's lots of listen and respond kind of activities that you can do with your child at home to help fine-tune their hearing and fine-tune their listening skills in preparation for some phonics work. So for example, lots of things that you might have in the house. I've just collected a few different things. So, an old takeaway plastic container, a saucepan, a mixing bowl, anything that you've got in the house that can make a sound. So for example, and then I've got a paintbrush and a metal spoon. So you might want to hit the metal spoon on the plastic and see if they can tell the difference between this to this. Okay, that's another game that you can play with your child to see if they can tell the difference. If you've got a cardboard box, that could also kind of add a different dimension as well. All right, so you could do that. Ask that. You could get them to close their eyes while you make the sound and see if they can pick what you used, what tapping instrument you used, and what container that you used it in. So that's something that you can do as well. You could have a mixing bowl, they could have the takeaway container, or vice versa, and you can play a listen and respond game. So it could be like this. Okay, I want you to listen to me, and then I want you to repeat it on your thing. So you could go, and then you would expect your child to get their mixing bowl and go, great, fantastic listening, really, really good. Let's try something more difficult. And you can make it more challenging as you go along. So again, do it all based on creating lots of success for your child. Don't make something too complicated that they're not going to get. Build it up slowly over time. So, you might get to the point that you're doing something like this. and then your child will then try to recreate that. Okay, it's all about building those listening skills and being able to identify what those sounds are. So hopefully there was something helpful in this video. It's really, really important to really focus on the sounds around us, and don't be so worried about moving directly into flashcards and building up phonetic awareness based on individual letter sounds. The most important thing is focusing on the environmental sounds and building up your children's listening skills.